Put Ray Romano in an episode of The Simpsons and I'm instantly going to love at least something about the episode. But even that aside, Don't Fear the Roofer is very well written. I didn't love one aspect of it, but that's a spoiler, so I'll discuss that in a moment with a spoiler warning. But this is the 16th episode of the 16th season of The Simpsons, directed by David Silverman and Mark Kirkland. And everybody's kind of fed up with Homer because he's let the roof get into a state of disrepair and there's a leak. So he storms out of the house feeling unloved and rejected, and he goes into Knockers. I'll let you work out what that's a parody of, and meets this guy called Ray. And Ray just happens to be a roofer. So Ray comes over to do the roof, but one thing leads to another. He's unable to finish it. And people start to question whether or not Ray is real. They think that Homer's just made him up, and it's a way for Homer to not do the roof work. And at the moment, I won't say any more than that, but I will discuss it in quite a bit of detail in a moment. I liked the episode. I did. I thought the narrative flowed really well. It was very unpredictable. We have a subplot with Santa's little helper going to the old folks' home, and I just thought that was brilliant. It's very brief, but I really enjoyed that, and I thought it was a nice way to break things up. And I had a lot of fun with it. The narrative was brilliant. Ray Romano as Ray was brilliant as well. There's also what I assume is a mention of Everybody Loves Raymond. Roughly on at the same time in the morning in the UK, I think. I don't know if it's still on at that same time, but it was for a very long time. So I just enjoyed that as well. It was very good. Very well animated as well. And we also have Stephen Hawking guest voicing. But something his character did, I didn't love. Well, it's not what his character did, but what it meant for the narrative, I wasn't that bothered about. In fact, I didn't like it. So I guess I'll discuss now exactly what that means and what happens with the narrative. This is a big spoiler. This is one of those episodes where the narrative was so unpredictable, and I genuinely found it so fascinating that I'm really relieved I had no spoilers going into it. So I would say, if you haven't seen the episode for whatever reason, watch it before you listen to me talk any further. Spoilers from now. I genuinely didn't know if Ray was real or not. I couldn't make up my mind. To begin with, I thought, absolutely. And then there's that really chilling moment where Marge says to Homer, he's not real. And I thought, oh, what? Because I hadn't read what this was about beforehand. I just, the episode came on next on Disney Plus, and I just started watching it. I had no idea that was coming. And it really took me by surprise. And then I thought, hey, this is really awesome. This is an interesting look at the psychological response to rejection, and Homer has created this imaginary friend. And when we look at it, he is pretty perfect. He can fix the roof, which is Homer's current biggest problem. He's sharing his beer and his nachos and telling him funny jokes. And I have to say, the jokes in this that Ray tells are cheesy, but they are funny. Really enjoyed them, and I thought that's brilliant. He is something that Homer has created to solve these various issues, and I thought, I love that. And then it was revealed that he was real, and I didn't see that coming either, and honestly, I liked that. I liked that we got an explanation for why the bartender couldn't see him, for why Ned couldn't see him, and then we have Stephen Hawking, who comes in to say why Bart couldn't see him, and I didn't like it. I feel like everything else felt believable, and therefore it made the narrative seem realistic, and like it could actually have happened, like it could have actually been the narrative of a really gripping psychological thriller. But the aspect with Stephen Hawking, yes, it's brilliant that he's in the episode, but the reason he gave for Bart not seeing him just made it seem not as realistic, and therefore it kind of stopped being as chilling and as exciting as it had been. So I feel like it ruined it a little bit, but not so much that it affected my overall feeling of the episode. But that is something that I feel like turned it from actually a comedic thriller to just a bit of a joke. I mean, maybe it could happen, but it seems so far-fetched that it just makes it unbelievable. But that aside, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Also, if you've seen this episode, Did you work out Ray Magini was an anagram of imaginary? And the big question is, what came first? The name Ray Magini or Ray Romano voicing the character? I don't know. I don't know which came first, but I'd be very keen to know if they came up with the character and then thought, hey, Ray Romano would be brilliant in this role, or if it was the other way on. But either way, I didn't see that coming, and it was pretty brilliant. So there are a lot of things in this that really made me smile. A few things I didn't love, but generally speaking, I have to say, Don't Fear the Roofer is a brilliant narrative, quite a funny episode, very well written, really surprising, and one that I really thoroughly enjoyed.